Hello there and welcome back to Dukascopy TV. I'm Monica Gibson. Jean-François Owczarczak joins me back in the studio once again for our regular programmes. Jean-François, welcome back.
Hi Monica.
Now we've got a bit of a turbulent week ahead of us, it could be, already Monday morning, and we had the good feedback from the stress test for Europe and then back down again with the German IFO. But what can we perhaps look forward to over the week, Jean-François?
Well, there's some very big news coming over the week. We're going to have the Fed's decision on quantitative easing and on ending QE3. That's a major decision. Tapering has been going on since last December. Quantitative easing had stemmed from September 2012, had really helped the markets between end 2012 and 2013. So if they do go ahead with ending quantitative easing, we're going to experience what the market is like without it over the next few months.
Cold turkey.
Cold turkey, as you say, yes. So let's have a look at maybe the equity markets first, because they're probably going to be, in short instance, the most impacted by this decision. And we'll go to the S&P future. And as you could see on longer term, so this is an investor's view, so a combination of a weekly, a daily, and an hourly chart. And you can see here that our long-term charts are still heading up. They are at stress. I mean, the risk index has turned and is slowly getting out of the overbought zone, so it doesn't feel that comfortable, but it's still up. And we do have some stress on the envelopes. The target's up. If we were to break through the tops, which we saw in the third quarter, would probably lead us up to 2,200. So there's a bit more potential here, not that much, and it's a dangerous situation. Now the daily had corrected quite aggressively. It actually went through our corrective targets last week. Now volatility has expanded a bit, which means that we're back into corrective targets down. So we cannot yet conclude that this is a stronger move down. And the pullback has been pretty amazing over the last 10 days. Now, so we would keep being quite conservative here. We're still labeled with a bear, a correction down, and we cannot give the all clear message yet for a resume uptrend. Now, looking at the hourly, it's been moving up. If you see, we still would have a bit more potential, maybe a week, and could lead us up to previous highs. Now, the risk index has risen also very, very quickly. And so in this respect, and given the importance of the decision, we wouldn't be too wild here, and we'll probably be neutral at best. I just wanted to maybe quickly get a bit of perspective of the shorter term, of the trader's view. And this is a 60 minutes, a 15 minutes, and a 4-minute chart. And as you can see, the 60 minutes has pretty much reached its potential. It says impulsive up done here. And it's quite stressed in terms of our risk index and of our envelopes. And the 15 minutes has started to turn down. The 4 minutes has been experiencing the effect of the less good than expected German numbers. So we'd be quite careful this week on market still. Now, leading into that, let's look at the currencies. Now, quickly, if we look at euro dollar, cable, Australian dollar, dollar Swiss, and dollar yen, well, the dollar here on a daily basis is still in an uptrend. And we don't want to draw too many correlations at this stage. So maybe we want to focus on the hourly, so we'll quick on the hourly mosaic here. And we could see that during the equity rally that we've had over the last 10 days, dollar actually strengthened and the euro actually weakened. Now, this morning it was the opposite, because basically we were having a sell-off in Europe and the dollar was gaining strength. So it's basically good news in the US is good for the dollar, bad news in Europe is also good for the dollar because it's bad for euro.
It's the dollar story. Yeah.
So we'll try to have a look at them independently. So let's have a look at euro dollar first. And you can see our weekly chart is still heading down, and we think there's quite a bit more potential over the next few quarters below 120. Our daily charts have reached a level which is impulsive done, or quite oversold, but the trend is still down, so we may expect a further extension of this move into an impulsive too, but we don't have the confirmations yet. Now, if we look at the hourly, it had been correcting up, made a top, and now it's correcting down again. To reconfirm a resumed downtrend and a negative omen for the euro, we really need to make it back below these corrective targets, so below 125.77 here. So as long as we stay above that, we're probably still within the range of this consolidation up. An acceleration down below 125.77. Similarly, if you look at cable is still correcting up at the moment against quite an aggressive downtrend over the daily. So at the moment, would still be neutral on cable. We'd even probably turn positive if it made it over its corrective targets at 162. But all that has to be considered with the background of a strong downtrend with more potential over the daily. Now, similarly on dollar Swiss, the dollar to really accelerate up again would have to move above 196 or 195.99. And on dollar yen, sorry, need to go back to the mosaic here, and on dollar yen, it would need to move above 108.25 or 108.26 to accelerate again. So we're close to very important points at the moment, and I think we're going to know more this week with the Fed's decision coming through.
Let's see whether or not that taper train will come to an end.
Exactly. Maybe just let's have a look at gold. Gold's been interesting because it's been really reacting as a protective asset. Basically, the markets were tanking down, gold was coming up, and then we had this rally and gold flattened out. So it's still in a downtrend on the weekly, it's still in a downtrend on the daily. On the hourly, it's only correcting down. And also here, to call a resumed downtrend, we really need to make it below 12.17 here to accelerate to the downside. So we'd also be neutral on gold at the moment.
Indeed. Well, a lot to kind of wait and see at the minute. We've got so much ahead of us, but thank you for coming and telling us perhaps the points to look out for, Jean-François. It's been a pleasure once again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, well that's all from Jean-François and myself for another episode, but make sure you keep on clicking back to Dukascopy TV for the hourly updates and the latest news. Goodbye for now.